By 2003, Rockstar Games had revolutionized multiple genres. Smuggler's Run 2 and Warzones improved on the landmark PS2 launch title. Grand Theft Auto Vice City refined the early 2000s open-world formula, and Midnight Club Street Racing brought non-linear, high-speed racing to consoles. Rockstar San Diego, formerly known as Angel Studios, built on that foundation with an exhilarating sequel, one that delivered an incredible rush but demanded patience from the player. That sequel was Midnight Club 2. My name is OneHip, and thanks for clicking on this video. Midnight Club 2 was another one of my pandemic purchases I've mentioned in previous Rockstar videos, and I went into this game blind, which made the experience all the more exciting. In this video, I'll be continuing my journey through many early 2000s Rockstar titles as I dive into Midnight Club 2's gameplay, level design, modes, soundtrack, and legacy. Gameplay footage is captured from the PS2 version on the PC SX2 emulator in the original 4:3 resolution. Here's my retrospective of Midnight Club 2. Let's go! Around 2002, Angel Studios founder Diego Angel had entered acquisition talks with companies including Microsoft, Activision, and Rockstar Games. Rockstar founders Sam and Dan Houser were particularly interested in the studio for its Angel game engine, which they had considered as a potential replacement for Criterion Games' Renderware, the engine powering the 3D-era Grand Theft Auto titles. After initially refusing Rockstar's offer, Diego accepted a $41 million cash and stock deal from Take-Two Interactive, Rockstar's parent company, and was officially acquired on November 20th that year. The studio was rebranded as Rockstar San Diego, with all Angel Studios staff integrated into Rockstar Games, nearly doubling the team's headcount to around 230 by 2003. Midnight Club 2 had already been in development prior to the acquisition and rebrand, making it the first game released under the Rockstar San Diego name. In a 2003 designer diary collated by GameSpot, Rockstar San Diego aimed to top its predecessor with improvements to gameplay, level design, and graphics, with the addition of an online mode. Lead game designer Mauro Fiore stated that a race is truly fun when it's close and you feel like you have a chance to win. He added that familiarity with each map, coupled with meaningful progression, can encourage creativity from the player when tackling open-ended races. It's a very interesting read, so I'll leave a link in the description with each entry from Fiore and other designers of the game. Backed by a marketing budget of $6.1 million, Midnight Club 2 launched on PlayStation 2 on April 8, 2003 in North America, followed by a European release on May 2nd. Xbox and PC versions would arrive over the following 2 months. Reviews were largely positive, with critics praising the game's level design, sense of speed, and soundtrack. And as soon as I landed in Los Angeles for the first time in career mode, it was immediately clear to me that Midnight Club 2 was a solid step up from the original. As with many 2000s racing games at the time, Midnight Club 2 opens with an intense race sequence before you head to the main menu. I spent most of my time in career mode, where you work your way through the Los Angeles, Paris, and Tokyo street racing scenes to become world champion. Cars, and for the first time in the series, motorbikes, resemble real-life vehicles with subtle differences. For example, the City Turbo unlocked in LA resembles a Honda Civic, while the Alade unlocked in Paris resembles a Lotus Elise. Licensed vehicles would make their series debut in Midnight Club 3. You're able to pick one of 4 colours for each unlocked vehicle, either in the game mode confirmation screen or the in-game pause menu. Vehicles look more detailed than in Midnight Club Street Racing, and driving cars feels solid, with tight arcade-style handling and a strong sense of speed, especially on highways and main roads. You can use the handbrake to make sharp turns and perform 180 spins. Speed, acceleration, and handling stats apply to each car, and if applicable, the number of nitrous bursts available. You unlock more vehicles as you beat rival races and pink slip events. The HUD consists of a mini-map, a rear-view mirror flashing rival and police vehicle headlights indicating their position behind you, a damage meter, and a guiding arrow for markers. When your damage meter fills from vehicle and structure collisions, your car smokes, catches fire, and sometimes explodes depending on the impact. Driving into gas pumps instantly destroys your vehicle, and after a few seconds, your car and damage meter resets. Motorbikes are handy for faster acceleration and excellent handling compared to cars, but at the cost of durability. Riders can be knocked off after high-speed collisions, costing valuable race time during recovery. Bikes also lack nitrous. They're powerful but fragile, which is why I stuck with cars. Scripted traffic can also make or break races, being notoriously aggressive and at times swerving in front of you. They're often positioned in ways that feel deliberately disruptive, which increases the already difficult challenge the game offers. NPC ragdoll physics make a return for the final time, as this would be removed from the next game, possibly due to the use of licensed cars. In career mode, you start off in LA in a cocotte, if I pronounce that correctly, which resembles a Ford Escort. You're introduced to the scene by your first rival Moses, who becomes your guide for most of the LA leg, after beating him in a pink slip race. About 2/3 into this leg, another rival, named Gina, becomes your guide for the remainder of the campaign, offering tips and moving story beats forward as you progress.
You ready, mister?
After defeating LA City Champion Dice, you arrive in Paris to do it again, and after defeating City Champion Parfait, you defeat Tokyo City Champion Makoto, culminating in an intercity series against World Champion Savo to become the new champion and win his car. You unlock skills throughout the campaign which can aid you in races. These include Burnout, where you hold the handbrake and accelerator while idle for an acceleration boost at the cost of damage from prolonged use, In-Air Control to line up for clean landings while in mid-air, Slipstream Turbo, where a speed boost is enabled after being in an opponent's slipstream for a short time. And I love the intense motion blur and distant camera view that follows this. There's also two-wheel driving, which is handy for avoiding obstacles on narrow streets and alleyways. For motorbikes, weight transfer can be enabled to assist with cornering and for performing wheelies for a speed boost. Overcorrecting can cause you to roll or flip your vehicle. You can also fishtail by drifting left and right while tapping the handbrake, which increases your speed. Police can also chase you by car and helicopter during events, as well as during some scripted sequences, with the latter requiring you to lose them GTA style, before progressing to your destination within a time limit. Filling your damage meter while being pursued results in you being arrested. Events are activated by flashing your high beams at a rival, requiring you to follow them, sometimes for up to a few minutes, to the starting area. This was much more forgiving than Midnight Club Street Racing's proximity arrow colour system, even though rivals would turn at a moment's notice and even turn back in the other direction to throw you off. After beating them in a short series of races, you unlock their vehicle and earn their respect. I'll talk about the characters later in the video. In between events, you're free to roam the map to figure out shortcuts and other points of interest in cruise mode. The events themselves consist of ordered and unordered head-to-head and grid races. Ordered races require you to drive through checkpoints, highlighted in blue, in sequence, before reaching the finish line, marked in orange. Unordered races add puzzle and strategy elements by giving you the choice of which markers to drive through before reaching the finish line. There are no prizes for second or third, so every event is a must-win. Los Angeles is a training ground of sorts, with hilly areas and congested highways. This would be expanded significantly in the series several years later. Paris is an intermediate map, which provides much greater challenge, with cobblestone alleyways, roundabouts, rooftops, and bone-filled catacombs for you to drive through. Tokyo, the game's final exam, is filled with tight alleyways, winding highways, and neon-glittered streets. Each map contains shortcuts and ramps, as well as numerous tourist sites and attractions, such as LA's Hollywood Hills, the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and the Imperial Palace in Tokyo. I thought each map was wonderful to drive in, and Rockstar San Diego brought what they created from the Midtown Madness series and evolved in Midnight Club Street Racing to make highly accurate versions of these real-life cities. Familiarizing yourself with the map you're racing in, as well as having the ideal vehicle, are key to winning these events, as Midnight Club 2 is notorious for its difficulty, while at the same time being incredibly rewarding when you win a race. You will regularly restart races multiple times for different reasons, such as colliding with traffic, rivals or obstacles, being arrested, or falling in water. Thankfully, restarting instantly spawns you back to the starting area, at the cost of hearing the same or similar dialogue from your rival racer. You're also able to swap out vehicles to find the most suitable for the race you may be struggling with. Races themselves are high-octane affairs, combining AI rubber banding and hazards that I mentioned before, which culminate into nail-biting finishes. I won every race by the skin of my teeth, and often after several attempts. Some players may be turned off by this and even consider the game unfair. Personally, I really appreciated the challenge Midnight Club 2 offered, but by the time I unlocked Tokyo, the fatigue had set in, and it felt like a natural stopping point for me in career mode. That said, it's absolutely a mode I'd like to return to in the future. Another thing that stood out to me for each grid race were the odd starting positions, with various racer formations and even at times competing bike riders overtaking you just before you take off. It really added to the looseness of street racing, and I thought it was a wonderful detail added in. I've never felt so invigorated playing a racing game before, and Midnight Club 2's gameplay and level design are killer. What also kills in this game are Midnight Club 2's other game modes, eclectic cast of characters, and its excellent techno and rap-filled soundtrack. Thanks for still being here. I've made retrospectives on other classic games like this one, including the original Midnight Club Street Racing. So if you wish to see more videos like this, as well as gaming video essays, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on new content. Here's Midnight Club 2's other features and soundtrack. As well as career mode, you can compete in various events in arcade mode for up to 2 players. In addition to ordered and unordered races featured in career mode, you can also compete in circuits, battle modes such as capture the flag and its more explosive variant detonate, or simply take a leisurely drive in any unlocked map in cruise mode. Settings such as weather, time of day, power-ups, and pedestrian and traffic density can be toggled. Race Editor is introduced to the series, with the ability to create custom start, checkpoint, and finish markers to create your own event. You can also generate a random course if you're not feeling creative. At the time, there was also online multiplayer, and while the official servers have been shut down, there are fan-made ones you can join if you wish to take this classic racer online in the modern day. Midnight Club 2 features an eclectic cast of rival racers, each with their own distinct personality, hometown, and theme music, to go with their pre- and post-event splash screens. These screens double as stat boards for their vehicles, which you unlock after beating them in their race series. While some may consider these characters to be extremely stereotypical, I found them quite endearing, and at times very funny, while also being on brand with Rockstar's sense of humour at the time. I also appreciate that the lovely Australian city of Perth is represented, through my mate Ian in Paris. I found it satisfying when a rival would mock you initially, and it would evolve into respect after beating them. They also tease you when you crash or take damage, and admire you for making massive jumps. They'll also chastise you at the starting line, before praising you for finishing first. This attention to detail really makes the world feel alive and rich with character, and I appreciate San Diego's efforts to add dimension to what could have been a forgettable part of the game with much less care. Midnight Club 2's soundtrack is an excellent collection of techno, trance, and rap tunes that add even more immersion to the gameplay. LA predominantly features house and hip-hop, Paris features Eurotrance and electronica, while Tokyo features acid techno and ambient numbers. Standouts for me include Electrified by DJ Robert and the Martinez Brothers, elements of Trance by AGM, Nix by Golden Boy, and Silver Screen Shower Scene by Felix the House Cat. But the whole thing is incredible. Rockstar once again found appropriate sounds for the game they made, a signature of theirs. With its brutally difficult but highly rewarding gameplay, diverse range of vehicles and characters, and well laid out maps, Midnight Club 2 stands as an excellent 2000s racer, and one I really wish I'd experienced at the time of its release. By today's standards, Midnight Club 2 is unapologetically demanding. It doesn't ease players in, and it doesn't bend the rules in your favour. The game rarely gives you room to recover from mistakes. That design philosophy will inevitably turn some players away, and even as someone who genuinely enjoyed the challenge, I felt that pressure build the deeper I went into career mode. But that uncompromising nature is also what defines the game's legacy. Midnight Club 2 represents a moment in Rockstar's history where systems games were built first, and the player was expected to meet them halfway. Mastery comes from learning the maps, understanding traffic behavior, choosing the right vehicle, and executing clean runs under pressure. When it works, the payoff is immense, as victories truly feel earned. At the same time, the game's difficulty curve makes it easy to understand why many players never saw everything it had to offer. Paris acts as a genuine filter, and by the time Tokyo opens up, the game has already asked a lot. That tension between exhilaration and exhaustion is baked into the experience, and it's a big reason Midnight Club 2 remains so divisive. Looking back, it's also clear how much this game shaped what came next. Later entries in the series would soften the edges, introduce licensed cars, and at the same time, broaden accessibility. But Midnight Club 2 stands apart as the most focused and uncompromising entry in the franchise. It's not a racer for everyone, but for players willing to engage with it on its own terms, Midnight Club 2 remains a thrilling, distinctive snapshot of early 2000s arcade racing, one that values skill, speed, and commitment above all else. Thanks for watching. What are your memories of Midnight Club 2? Did you manage with the game's difficulty, or did you give up on this one? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on upcoming content. And if you're planning to grab your next PC game or bundle at a great price, considering using either of my affiliate links for Fanatical and Green Man Gaming. Links are in the description. And of course, it doesn't cost you any extra. Thanks for your support. Thank you also to my current channel members for supporting me further. There are links to this and my Ko-fi donation page in the video description. Be sure to watch my other Rockstar Games retrospectives I've done in this playlist here, if you want to. My name is OneHip, and you have a good one. Bye!